What up, world? Once again, it's the Nasty Pastor with you, coming with another segment. If you don't understand what a segment is, it's just another word of me saying chapter. We just discussed, what was that? Chapter 24. It's hard to be negative while being thankful. Peep this out. Give you praise to whom you pray to. You know, thank whom you pray to for waking you up. You know, I know times are hard. I know things are a struggle. But don't you get another 24, which is a reset, which is another day, full, almost a full day if you don't count the time you're sleeping, you're thinking, you're visioning, you're resting, you're strengthening your thoughts, your body, your soul, your commitment to whom you pray. Peep this. Go on, like, share, and comment before I really start getting nasty with y'all. You got me? I like the word the nasty pastor, because ain't nothing never been traditional about me. Nothing. I've always been a person that stick between the grain. You understand? I'm a person that understands why you do the negativity you do, and I'm a person that understands why you do the good you do. You get me? And see, I don't sit in the middle. You should know my side. You should know where 51% of me stand in. And I said something on the Only Faith Ministry page that, working with the negative, it does paint a better picture. It's a lot I learned walking with Satan, walking with rock. It's a lot I learned going against my parents. It's a lot I learned going against the scriptures. You understand? But see, I was young. It ain't that I was dumb, and it really ain't that I was hard-headed. I was curious. You got me? I was trying to lead my way, not realizing I'm just a shell, a voice to a soul that belongs to a higher power. You feel me? The day I gave my life fully to Armin is the day Armin took over and said, you don't drive this no more. You don't drive this vessel anymore. I may give you some moments of impulsive thinking because I want to slow you down. I'm not going to put the stop sign in front of you. I'm not going to lay my hands upon you and stop you. I'm going to let you think to stop yourself. Anywho, once again, like, share, comment. The full videos are on the YouTube channel, Only Faith Ministries. Go over there and subscribe, so you can catch up to everything. Once again, today we're reading from the Love and Respect Experience. The book is written by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs. Once again, I advise you married couples, take a read. We all have a testimony. Honestly speaking, we're all pastors. Your walk in your life is a living testimony to your trials and tribulations. Every time you speak, whether you speak, how to put it, I'm not going to say in ignorance, whether you speak without the right words, because we all the time don't have the right words, and some things come out our mouth quickly. You got what I'm saying? But we're all pastors. We all can minister. We all can speak to the masses to motivate them, to educate them. Anywho, chapter 25 is where we at today. Don't believe everything your spouse says, especially in anger. I'm going to touch on that. Because see, the last time I read from here, when I got to this, I believe on the end of chapter 24 reading, I did read the title of chapter 25, and I was like, this is a good one. This is a good one to explain some things. I tell people this. My ex-wife never told me get out of her house. Never told me leave. You feel me? My youngest son, mom, she never put me out of her house. She have never told me leave. You feel me? These are the only two women I've ever lived with outside of my mom, my aunt, and my great-grandma. You feel me? You got me? Andre Shelton is a man. You feel me? That's cuz. Rest his soul. You feel me? Never told me get out his house neither. You understand? So to get to my point I'm getting ready to make to you, in our last days of our marriage, living together, you know, in the house living together. One day, we was like, I ain't gonna even say I was arguing with her. She was, you know, a little heated and saying a bunch of stuff out her mouth, and she said, well, you can leave. So I got up, started packing my stuff. While I'm packing my stuff, you know, I'm getting ready to get on the phone, figure out what it costs for either the bus or figure who I can get to come to Fredericksburg to come get me. Immediately before I could get somebody on the phone, you know I don't mean that. You know I don't mean that. You know I don't mean that. Then why say it? Why say anything out your mouth you have to come back and retract? Why say anything out your mouth that you have to apologize for? This is what I'm going to say to y'all. You know, people try to control you. People try to control you through their BS. You understand me? There's been times the wife that was have went and told the world, went and told a nation, went and told a congregation, I'm controlling. You understand me? I'm going to put it to you this way, and I'm going to say it to you like this. And this go to you, Malcolm, what your name is? Malcolm MJ, whatever your name is, the little fruity dude on Facebook. You got what I'm saying? Look, man, I'm going to put it to you like this. You got an option with me. Either you can get yourself in line and we can move accordingly. And my accordingly is in love. We can move in love. You understand what I'm saying? Or you can go and get about my life. You can go and get about my world. You understand me? It's been that way since I was a baby. I'm like that with my own mama. So do you think any woman in this world stand a chance of controlling me? Do you think? The reason I got off the meds, because I felt controlled. You understand me? You feel me? Anywho, I'm going to go on and get into the love and respect experience. Once again, we at chapter 25. Don't believe everything your spouse says, especially in anger. The verse comes from out of Proverbs 14:15. The gullible believe anything they're told. The prudent sift and weigh every word. Yeah, that's me, prudent, because see, I'm listening to you. You understand me? When you talk, I'm at your every word because see, it's not that I want to critique you. It's not that I want to correct you. It's not that I want to say you're ignorant, dumb, stupid. That's not it. I'm listening to how you're going to treat me, how you're going to talk to me, if you're going to disrespect me. Because that's honestly what I'm waiting for. A reason, honestly speaking. Let's go on and get into chapter 25. Early in our marriage, Sarah would say in a little girl pouting manner, "You don't love me." This usually caught me off guard, sending me into stonewalling mode. And we rode the crazy cycle. Finally, I asked her, "Why do you say that?" She replied, "Well, I didn't mean it the way you heard it." That remark puzzled me. "You don't love me" sounded like you don't love me. To me, it took quite a while for me to really grasp that what Sarah meant was, "I am feeling insecure. Please tell me you love me." But why couldn't it come out, "I'm feeling insecure"? Why it couldn't come out, "Hubby, baby, Emerson, look, I'm going through some emotional issues right now. There are some things I feel that I have a concern about how you feel about me." Why does it have to come out saying, "You don't love me"? See, me and the wife that was had that conversation before, and what I had to explain to her is this right here. A, I don't need you. B, I have plenty of homes I can go lay up under. 3, I'm here because I love you, not because we're married, not because we are married and I'm committed to you, and I did say to you, I don't ever want to divorce you. You understand? But see, telling that woman, I don't want to ever divorce you, tells her I can go and do what I want to do. He ain't going nowhere. Because that's how her mind processed what I said. You feel me? So there was a comprehension issue always between us. Can y'all testify with me? Come on. Testify with me. You have met that woman before. You women have met that man before that just don't get it. That just don't know how to say, explain to me this a little further. We constantly hear from couples who are learning that they can't always take at face value remarks made in haste or in an emotional moment. Such remarks are usually not meant literally as a condemning judgment. Often they are cries for help or understanding to make it even more complicated. Body language and tone of voice play a big part. At times, the gentlest wife can sound shrill and have a look on her face full of contempt. And the most loving husband can have moments when he sounds harsh and the look on his face just seems angry. If we were in perfect control of ourselves, we would keep our cool much better and not speak foolishly or in haste. Does that not back up what I said some seconds or some minutes ago? Does that not back up what I said? I haven't practiced this. Honestly speaking, I read this book when I was with my wife and that was back like what? Maybe 2015, 2016. I said read. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't go back to see if I made the right choices. Let me read it again and make sure I made the right choice. I didn't read it again when I realized it's time to ask for a divorce, I didn't do that. I knew it was time to ask for a divorce because nothing stopped while we were separated. I've already explained I always separated with my wife that was because of these reasons. Our arguments get out of hand. They shoot the verbal abuse and then they shoot the physical abuse. So I learned to leave. I learned to get up out there before I take her head off. You understand? Because she would sit there and argue with you all day, all day, all day, all day. To me, that's nagging. And it's sad to say it this way. When I'm in the wrong, I shut my mouth up and listen. But I don't want to hear nothing you got to say when you're in the wrong. Shut up. Please, shut the up. You understand? You have no ground to speak. You have no ground to stand on with me. I don't care what you've done with your parents, with your previous boyfriends, with your kids, but you don't have a ground to stand on with me. Your best bet is to shut up, and that goes for men or women. It don't matter if you a pickle or you an Agena. Shut up, because it don't do nothing but anger me. That's all it does. The best of us, however, can get frustrated and upset and blurt out things we don't mean. Words we wish we could take back later. That is why it is wise not to necessarily believe everything your spouse says, especially when he or she is angry or frustrated. In many cases, the wife is simply asking for reassurance that her husband loves her. The husband is simply asking for a little more respect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know why I read from this book? Because this book gonna back every fact I've said to you. And I'm gonna back this man, Dr. Emerson Edgar Richards. You understand? We gonna back each other. His words is a testimony. You understand? Is a factual testimony to my marriage. You understand? And what I'm gonna say to you is this right here. You understand right here? Did that get you? If you all the way down south, you understand right here? You get that? If you up New York, if you up north, do you understand right here? You understand? You get me? If you in the middle, Richmond, Virginia, DC, you understand right here? You feel me? Peep this. Stop letting people use you. Stop letting people say things to you to get a nasty reaction. Stop bending over backwards for people that will never bend over forward for you. Stop letting people say what they want to say to you without giving you an explanation of what you don't understand. Speak up. If you don't speak up, people will roll over top of you. That is why it is wise not to necessarily believe everything your spouse says, especially when he or she is angry or frustrated. In many cases, the wife is simply asking for reassurance that her husband loves her. The husband is simply asking for a little more respect. My email box is full of messages describing these scenarios. One husband wrote to say that before hearing of love and respect, he and his wife will have reoccurring meltdowns. Feeling unloved, she would accuse him of never or always doing this or that. And he will respond by doing his best to hurt her back. What he now recognized as the crazy cycle will happen again and again. Then they attended an TL&RE conference. If I took one thing from your program, it was decode. Always remember that Jackie is a goodwill woman, my partner. Now, and I admit I don't always get it, I hear her pleas for love as a desire to draw near to me, to connect. Inevitably, my loving response, either attempting to understand her or sharing something of my day, results in an extremely affirming message from her. Bingo, he gets it. And a wife writes to share how she decoded. A couple of weeks ago, we had a terrible fight and my husband yelled, "You don't respect me." We kept at it and he wound up in the basement sobbing in frustration. I finally realized he wasn't judging and condemning me. He really did need something from me that I was not giving him. Bingo again. These examples may sound a bit extreme, but even for more well-adjusted couples, it is easy to come across to each other in an unloving or disrespectful way. I believe today's scriptures passages telling married people not to be gullible, as I was early in our marriage, and take everything they say to each other at face value. Prudently sift and weigh those heated or hasty words. Find out what your mate is really trying to say. It works for Sarah and me, and it can work for you. Well, that's the end of chapter 25. Speak this out. Open your mouth, speak up. Tell your spouse you love them. Show your spouse you love them so the message isn't confused. If you don't understand how to love your spouse, how did y'all get married? Think about that. How did we get to the step of getting married? What made me get down on my knees and ask this woman to marry me? What made me accept this man's hand in marriage? Because if it was the diamond ring, something wrong with you. If it was the big house, the nice car, the picket fence, you know what they call the American dream, then there's something wrong with you. Because that means you was only there for a paycheck. You was only there for a lifestyle that you feel you couldn't get yourself. And what you're not realizing, you're more blessed when you fight temptation. When you don't give in to temptation, you're more blessed. Whom you pray to not gonna drop you off in the gutter and leave you there when you are a faithful servant to whom you pray to. Look, once again, I am the nasty pastor. If don't nobody else love you, I'ma love you. Here. Understand love. Because honestly speaking, love don't cost a thing. And you should know that by what? Whom you pray to. Because see, peep this. It was a young lady online talking about, Ra, which is Satan. Shoot you, kill you, bam, bam, bam. I guess, the young lady want everybody scared of Ra. But what the young lady not understanding, Amen controls Ra. You feel me? So how far do you think Amen is going to let Satan go, let Ra go to do anything to a faithful servant of Amen? Not going to let you do too much. You can pull a test here and there because your faith is tested, because your strength is tested, your will, your trust, your honesty is tested. But I ain't gonna let Ra kill you. I ain't gonna let Satan kill you. Wake up. Realize who your soul belongs to. Realize who is the perfect spouse for you. We may live in an imperfect world, but we can have a perfect walk in life. When I say Jesus is the blueprint to heaven, Jesus was a man living in an imperfect world that saw a vision of a perfect world, saw the good in people. You get me? Nothing could change it. Nothing Satan, them little devil minions, put Jesus through, changed his outlook on whom he prayed to. That's a faithful servant. The apostles, the disciples that was around Jesus, they wasn't faithful, but they walked this earth with Jesus, helped strengthen the word of Jesus Christ, helped strengthen the soul of Jesus Christ. You feel what I'm saying when I say help strengthen? Because they was the ones telling the works of Jesus Christ. You feel me? But when it came down to where you put your life on the line with Jesus, it was a couple of them that said, you know something, I'm going to deny Jesus. That was wrong. That was wrong. Jesus was sent here to save our lives. Jesus was sent here so that let me back that up, because Allah to me is the same as Jesus. So that the Creator, Lord, will know, are you a faithful servant? Peep this, once again, I am the Nasty Pastor. Go like, share, subscribe, comment, pass the word along. Love yourself, because I'm going to continue to love me. I'm out.